All right. How's everybody doing today? Good. You guys tired yet?
Yes.
Good. I'll keep it short, just for you.
Okay.
All right. So, who here works in a SOC? Anyone? Awesome. Awesome. Good. Good. Any SOC directors, CISOs here? All right. I've got a few. Who here has heard of AI SOC? I'm surprised. Not a lot. Okay. And then who has heard of Torq? Good. So, for those who haven't heard of Torq, this is Torq. We come with lasers, we come with skulls, we come with pterodactyls. There you go. We're loud, we're proud. You guys will see us a lot in Canada. This is our first entry into the Canadian market. So if you haven't heard of Torq, if you haven't seen us around yet, come talk to me. We have a booth there. We have Robin here as well. I'll tell you a little bit about Torq, but before I do, let me set the stage first. I'm going to talk a little about the rise and, quite frankly, the need of AI in the SOC. Right? If you guys ever went to conferences in the past few years, 2 years ago we saw like sprinkling of AI here and there, right? Last year it was the age of agents. Everyone was like, I have agentic AI, I have agentic AI, right? This year, who can tell me what the new buzzword is? Anyone else? No. AI SOC. Everyone is an AI SOC vendor now. Right? And it's for good reason. Attackers, bad actors, these guys are using AI on a daily basis to get into your environments, right? And to fight AI, we need AI, right? And the SOC is the first line of defense, right? 3, 4, 5 years ago, when you saw a surge of alerts coming in, you needed more analysts, right? So you went to your leadership, like, I need more people, I need more people. That is no longer scalable. You can't scale with AI. You can't scale people with AI, right? But more alerts means more analysts. So how do we fight that back, right? So how can we use AI in your SOC today? We can use it for workforce augmentation. So helping your SOC become, or SOC analysts become a little more efficient. We can use it to expand their capacity and their throughput, right? And you can use AI to make your decisions faster as well, right? And it's more than that as well. Now, earlier this year, we talked to about 450 different cybersecurity vendors, and we published our 2026 AI SOC Leadership Report. Let's explore some of the findings that we found. And there was 5 key findings that we found with this report. The first was that AI is everywhere, but unified nowhere. On average, every SOC uses about 7 AI-augmented tools. But these tools are not talking to each other, right? Your EDR does not know what's happening in your CNAP or your firewall logs, right? We have the SIM, which is correlating all that data together, but I'm not going to get into where the SIM is going in the future, but all your tools are not talking to each other, right? Each has its own data, each has its own limited scope of view, and analysts are sort of using AI in these tools to sort of do whatever these tools need to do, but there's no wider picture. That's the first thing we found. Second thing we found was that the SOC in general loves AI. They're comfortable with AI. Everybody's comfortable with AI now. Everybody's using ChatGPT or Cloud or whatever, right? AI is here to stay, and we're all using it. But the SOC is using it mostly for medium and low severity use cases, right? What we found out is that 9 out of 10 don't know what AI is actually doing in the back, right? There's a whole concept of a black box where we don't really know what AI is doing, but we're trusting it, right? Third thing we found is the role of the analyst is very quickly changing, right? On average, every analyst per week is spending about just over 8 hours a week on AI oversight. Now, that may sound a little strange, but it's a good thing, right? Because if AI is going to assist your analysts to save up 30 hours, but they're adding 8 hours back for the oversight, that's still a net positive. So it's a good thing, right? And AI is actually helping reduce the stress and burnout that analysts are seeing, or the SOC in general is seeing. So good things are happening with AI, right? The biggest issue that we do see is trust, right? In theory, the SOC trusts AI, but in reality, it's a little more complicated than that, right? Unsurprisingly, 92% of SOCs say, go back to that black box thing. We want to trust, we do trust AI, but we don't know what's going on in the back end. There's no auditing happening. There's like, sure, this tool is triaging stuff for me, but what are they triaging? What is left behind? I need to see more visibility, right? So that's the biggest issue that we're finding. Human-in-the-loop controls are also a big thing, right? So a lot of different issues that the SOC is being faced with, even while utilizing AI. The last thing that we found, well, actually there was a lot more than that, but the last major thing we found was that 85% of the SOC wants a unified platform. They don't want point solutions anymore, right? But more importantly, again, they want AI to learn and adapt according to their SOC. No two SOCs are the same. No two alerts are the same. And so using a black box triage solution to triage your alerts, sure, it works most of the time, but it's not going to work every single time. You need more dedicated resources for that. Okay. So let's look at the numbers. Just over half believe that a fully integrated AI SOC would resolve a lot of their issues. So no longer point solutions, we want a platform. A SOC that can run on this platform. Okay? 90% say that explainability is critical. So transparency, they want more transparency. They want more governance, wants more auditability, right? And 85% say they want unification across all their tools as well. Okay, so they want their tools to be talking to each other, right? So naturally we asked, hey SOCs, what do you want? Right? What do you want? Well, they want continuous learning. They want explainability. They want end-to-end from triage to remediation, all automated. They want autonomous reactions, right? And a full platform integration. That's what they want, right? Is the market delivering on this? Let's see, right? So what the market right now is focusing on is the bottleneck. And the bottleneck is all these alerts coming in. So you have your EDRs, your SIM, your identity, your cloud apps. These are all sending alerts to the SOC. And we need a way to be able to triage that. We want to filter out the noise, get rid of all the false positives, get rid of all the benign true positives. And the SOC really wants only to deal with the true positives, right? They're doing a good job at that, but that's where they stop, right? So they'll triage it, but then the escalations, the follow-ups, the remediation, the responses, all that is still manual, right? All of that still requires human elements to it. All that still requires maybe Python scripts, which requires developers to develop it, which requires extra body count to be able to manage all those Python scripts, right? So although the triage is helping with the bottleneck, it's more of a band-aid and it's not really solving the solution. It's pushing the problem onto the next person. That's where Torq comes in. Okay? So just like the triage vendors out there, we do the exact same thing. So we'll connect into anything and everything. I've been with Torq for 4 years. There's not a single tool, whether it's homegrown, commercial, SaaS, on-prem, legacy, whether we're using APIs, scripts, we're using SSH, CLI, there's nothing I haven't seen Torq integrate with. Okay? So we're going to take all of this alerts and throw it in our auto triage. And auto triage is going to use AI as well as enrichment from our own intelligence as well as intelligence from reversing labs of commercial products to be able to determine what is false positive, what is true positive, what is benign and malicious, right? And we can do that in a couple of ways. So there's the out of the box where we just throw everything into auto triage and it does that. But like I said, no two SOCs are the same, no two alerts are the same. And so you can also create very customized agents to be able to do that as well. So you create your own agentic triage system to be able to triage all those alerts. Now, because we've triaged it, because we've done all the intelligence, all the investigation, and gathered all the evidence, we're going to throw all that into our case management tool. That is where your SOC analysts sit day in, day out, right? In case management, you can have analysts sit there. We have purpose-built agents to be able to investigate further. So maybe an agent reaches out to your SIM, your EDR, your CNAP, gathers all the logs together, correlates it together, spits out a nice little pretty image for you, like, hey, this is a risk context. This is the organizational context around this alert. What do you want to do, right? Present the analyst with all the evidence. Be like, do you want me to, let's say, contain the host? Do you want me to reset a password? And with a click of a button, AI goes and does it, right? The other way, a lot of the tier 1 investigation is done by, entry-level analysts who are going to go step by step following a very specific standard operating procedure. We can outsource all that to what we call Socrates, which is our AI agent analyst. And so it can take the job of a tier 1 and do the initial tier 1 investigation, gather all the evidence, and then escalate to a tier 2 human analyst who can take it further from there. And then the human can then respond. And it's not just manual response, it's again utilizing agents to be able to respond. And so we're now able to take the entire alert lifecycle from triage to investigate to respond and use agents and AI to be able to work through that life cycle. Now, back in 2023, we released our first AI SecOps platform. In 2026, Forbes labeled us as a de facto leader in that space. So the buzzword AI SOC, although it's becoming popular now, we've been doing it for the past 3 years. We've been the AI SOC for the past 3 years. And you can see some of those logos. The interesting part is you'll see logos like Abnormal, you'll see Wiz, you'll see Checkpoint, you'll see we are your security provider's favorite security product. Half the vendors out there are currently using us in their SOC to protect their organizations. So, some examples. Carvana. Carvana is using Torq to completely create an autonomous SOC from alert triage all the way to remediation, and only escalating the real malicious stuff over to human analysts. So we've essentially created an autonomous SOC with Carvana. Valvoline has saved 7 analyst hours each day. That's huge in numbers, right? So you don't need as many analysts working day to day on the triage piece. You can repurpose those analysts to do what they really came to cybersecurity to do: threat hunt, making you more proactive rather than reactive. And 75% of our customers have reduced our customers have reduced the MTTR by up to 75%. Mean time to resolution. So, what am I asking from you guys? Come talk to us. Let's have a conversation. Let me show you a demo of this product. Let me show you the proof in the pudding. And let me show you how we can revolutionize your SOC. Thank you very much. Any questions from the audience?
I'm just curious. I'm not a SOC guy.
Sorry, he's coming. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I work for Talent Solutions. I'm away from SOC.
Sure.
But when you say AI SOC, how that differentiate or different from LM SOC? So what you have said so far, which is great, but it sounds to me it's more than machine learning, not AI.
Correct.
So
No, it's not machine learning, right? It's utilizing agents to do very specific tasks for you, right? So deploying agents to say, hey, go to my EDR, go to my SIM, gather evidence on this particular IOC, and correlate that information together, right?
But it's more predefined process, right? Or maybe I'm wrong.
No, not necessarily. I mean, yes, there are predefined processes as well, right? But every SOC also needs predefined processes. You can't just go rogue, right? Now, when you're coming to tier 2, tier 3, yes, it's going to be very defined, not defined, but very targeted investigations that may not fit a particular SOP. But yes, you can still leverage those same agents to gather the information together and correlate that information together.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, any other questions? Just drop by the booth just around the corner there, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.